As the turmoil in the global economy escalates, we look to the central banks to see what kind of decisions they are making. And we see that they have lowered interest rates a total of 14 times in 2015 already. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Much to cover in today's episode. Let's get into this right away. And we're talking about Greece, of course, being big news right now. ECB to lend Greece 68.3 billion euros through the emergency lending facility. This article is out of Market Watch, and we're seeing here that the ECB approved a request from the Greek Central Bank to lend them what's equivalent to $78 billion to its country's banks through the emergency credit facility. So, you can go on with this article. I just wanted to mention, for those who don't know, the ECB program, known as the Emergency Liquidity Assistance, or ELA, you might see it referred to as that, became a lifeline for Greek banks after the ECB decision 2 weeks ago to refuse Greek government bonds as collateral for standard ECB loans. So we have obviously turmoil that is occurring currently in Greece. They are the big news. They will be for the foreseeable future. We have many much bigger problems, let's say, down the road, but for the time being, Greece is definitely the one we need to keep our eyes on. And we've been seeing this term thrown around, Grexit, and you can see the Google trends for this picking up considerably right now at this very moment to the highest it's ever been. Quite interesting. This was brought to me by a subscriber, and I just wanted to note for everyone here to see that. I'm going to move on quickly, and this here is going to show you how the market is completely manipulated. The bad news continues to roll in. They have every reason to be selling off stocks right now, but it is in fact continuing to increase, and the market closes at over 2100 yesterday. And you're looking at what exactly happens when they are able to pump up the stock markets using their algorithms, the computer algorithms that decide what prices the stocks should be at. It is not investors investing in stocks anymore per se. It is actually just computer programs deciding when the stock market should close, what numbers the stock market should close at. So we're going to move on right here to the Swiss franc. It retraced 60% of its valuation surge against the US dollar. So we're seeing a big change right there, going ahead, retracing 60%. So this is going to show you that they are essentially changing, and we need to realize how much this affects their economy in Switzerland, but also the global economy, because any country could do the same. Many are saying that China will do this and other countries as well. So we need to pay attention to that essentially. I'm going to move on quickly because I wanted to get into this right here. Russia launches own SWIFT service, links up 91 credit institutions. Very interesting information. Almost 91 of Russia's credit institutions have been incorporated into a newly launched Russian domestic SWIFT, and this is essentially the same as SWIFT is what they're saying. Almost 91 domestic credit institutions have been incorporated into the new Russian financial system. They're going away from the US dollar. They're making their gains every single day. People will argue that this is a long time away, and I agree, it's not going to happen overnight, but we do see big changes that are occurring right now. We're definitely seeing rhetoric and the saber rattling, but we're also seeing this actually taking place before our very eyes. In my book, I wrote about this. The US dollar will lose its status as the global reserve currency over the next 25 years, according to a survey of central bank reserve managers. More than half of the managers predicted that the dollar would be replaced by a portfolio of currencies. Very interesting. I'm not necessarily agreeing with that part, but it could be something along these lines. And they're suggesting that the US dollar's time has come, and within the next 25 years, this is going to happen. Now, what I wanted to mention with this is basically that things are changing. We're seeing that with Russia. We're seeing with China. The SWIFT issue is coming up right now. We're seeing that the euro is becoming weaker. We're seeing all different changes that are happening all at once, and a solution will need to be provided. That solution is obviously a new monetary system. How wide, how far it spreads will remain to be seen, but we definitely know that what is here today is not here to stay. And look at Russia, their holdings of US treasuries, a big change. In fact, the biggest month-over-month drop ever. So they're definitely selling off the treasuries that they hold. They want to get rid of US debt and diversify out. But of course, they do have quite a bit, and they're not going to sell it off all overnight, but they are on average selling it off, it seems to be. So this will be another thing that we need to watch. The central banks are definitely reacting. Now look at this, how central banks have lost control of the world. And then they mentioned currency wars. I'll get to that in a minute. What I wanted to say to you, that you should check out this article out of the Telegraph. This is a very interesting image here that you can put your mouse over, click on it, it will show you all the details for that particular country, the current interest rate, and then a little bit of details about those interest rates. From engaging in competitive easing to provoking international currency wars, have we finally reached the limit of what monetary policy can achieve? So this is once again something that we all need to look at, we all need to understand. If you click on any particular country, for example the US, you'll see they're virtually at zero. Canada's not too far off, and then you see other countries that are a little bit higher. We did see that Australia recently lowered the interest rates, Canada recently lowered them. Many of these countries have gone around and in fact lowered the interest rates. But of course, we were told that we were in a recovery. This isn't just the US that said that. Everywhere around the world they said there is a recovery, the recession is over, and there's just a little bit of, lagging here. Not to worry, over time it will get better. But I see nothing of the sort taking place right now. In fact, it is much worse today than it was back in 2008. If you exclude the stock market and a few minor indicators, then you will see that this economy is in fact much worse. And the turmoil that is going on right now, particularly in Greece, but in Europe, we will see that they will provide a solution for us, and that will be a new monetary system. If you found this video informative, please give me a thumbs up. I truly appreciate that. I'm getting back to all your comments, getting back to the emails consistently every single day. I reply to as many emails as I possibly can in what little spare time I have. So I really do appreciate all of the emails that you are giving me, all of the positive feedback, constructive criticism, the links you guys send me. It's very hard to get to all of it, but I do slowly but surely. Of course, if you're not already, it is crucial that you become an insider, because that's where I give out all my best intel for free. That is available at themoneygps.com. You just scroll down to the bottom, fill in your email address, and you get occasional emails from me with good, short, concise info.